This is Steve. Steve lived a perfectly normal life. He would go to work and do business in the office. He would talk to his employees about how annoying his wife and child were before coming home and having a lovely American steak dinner. But little did Steve know, his life was about to change forever. Steve lived in a beautiful American home. But that didn't concern him right now. All he wanted to do was get loaded before he had to go to work, and so approached the bourbon, ignoring the robot to his left.
It's a little early to be drinking.
This was an outright lie. Steve often drank in the mornings, as it was all that could get him through the mind-numbing monotony of the American suburbs. This little tidbit had developed into a serious alcohol problem, and it was starting to affect his wife and child. Nora, aware of his habits, would approach the bourbon to put it in the cupboard, but realizing she was being pursued, decided instead to whip the newspaper out of her ass and read it. It was at this moment Steve realized perhaps he had married the wrong woman, and that her sister Sarah did have a better ass.
Codsworth.
You know, I was nervous at first, but Codsworth's really good with Sean.
Lacking his normal Tuesday morning drunkenness, Steve thought to himself again, who is Sean? This woman keeps talking about Sean, before being reminded that he does indeed have a son, whomst he had been neglecting fairly often. Steve had forgotten how boring the television is. He longed for the days in which Nora would go to sleep and he could watch the porn channels without judgment. Once, fairly merry from a few bourbons, he had decided to put on one of these channels during the family's Thanksgiving gathering. Suffice it to say, he was never allowed to watch this channel again. Steve hated sports.
Good morning! Vaultec calling.
Steve had only interacted with this man whilst blind drunk, and thus didn't recognize him, and thought he was trying to sell him cleaning supplies.
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
Oh, no worries, sir. No worries at all. I'm not selling anything. Not today. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
Steve was now really thinking about those porn channels, and thus toned out of the conversation.
Maybe I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, you do.
He
Now,
didn't.
I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family's service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
Steve does not know what a vault is or would do, but what he does know is the taste of a sweet, sweet Kentucky bourbon.
I'm a little busy right now.
Oh, of course, of course. This won't take but a moment. It's just a matter of verifying some information. Need to make sure you're cleared for entrance in the unforeseen event of, total atomic annihilation.
The thought of total atomic annihilation was actually a positive one for Steve, for he had completely lost all happiness in his life.
Come back some other time.
Come on, hon. It's just a little paperwork. Let him fill it out, and it's done.
Steve did not appreciate Nora getting involved, and once again thought of Sarah's sweet, sweet ass.
No.
And I'm saying yes. So there.
Splendid! Splendid. Let's get to it. Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Steve would do or say anything to shut up Nora sometimes.
Sean has been changed. He absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some of that paternal affection you seem to be so good at.
You heard Codsworth. Go on.
The paternal affection that Codsworth was alluding to was the beatings which Steve would give his child. This was the one thing that Nora and Steve agreed on. Asshole kids deserve beatings. There you are, you ugly little asshole, is what Steve thought when he looked down at his son.
How are the two most important men in my life doing?
One of them is about to be beat and the other is not drunk enough.
Hey, how's my little guy? Much better now, huh? Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
Steve had yet to tell Nora that he was on the sex offenders list, and thus perhaps going to the park was not the best idea.
And do what exactly?
Sir? Mum? You should come and see this!
Codsworth, what's wrong?
Oh no, Steve thought to himself. Codsworth has not just accessed the porn channels he tried so desperately to hide.
Followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation.
Oh thank God, Steve thought to himself, the news is in fact much better. Instead of porn, he came in to see nuclear detonations, something he had secretly been hoping for many years now.
I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonations in New York and Pennsylvania. My God.
Oh my God.
We need to get to the vault. Now!
I've got
Most people would turn to their loved ones and family. Steve, on the other hand, sought to save the Kentucky bourbon.
Residents of Sanctuary Hills.
Realizing that his son and his wife's little legs were weighing him down, he abandoned them quite quickly to pursue a new life in the vault. The neighbors, which he didn't care about previously, he found himself continuing to not care about, as he pushed, clawed, scratched his way to the front of the queue.
All vault participants, check in.
He thought that perhaps if he arrived before his family, they might not let them in. Thus he would survive the apocalypse and lose his annoying wife and son.
Okay.
Not in the vault program.
I'm reporting.
We need to get in. We're gonna die.
We're on the list. Infant, adult male, adult female. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you!
You two, follow me. Come on.
At this
What's gonna
moment,
happen
Steve
to all
really
those people
hoped they
outside
wouldn't
the
give him some stupid blue pajamas to wear. He was very fashion conscious, you know.
Step on the platform in the center.
Steve looked at his fellow survivors and saw no bottles of bourbon amongst them. He was saddened by this.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Whilst this was a lie and he didn't actually love either of them, he thought perhaps having a couple allies in the bunker would be something of use to him. He thought to himself, now I must trade my boring, monotonous life in the American suburbs for an equally boring, monotonous life in an unsanctioned experimental government bunker.
We did it. We made it. We're okay.
Everyone please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future.
Steve was keen to be the first one up the stairs and into the bunker.
Yes, up the stairs.
He wanted to distance himself from his wife and child as early as possible, as quickly as possible.
Female Elton, this feels good. Step over to the table, take a seat. Just step over to the table a little. This way, please.
Steve's worst nightmare had come true. He was afforded some blue pajamas. He thought, they will have to cryogenically freeze me for 100 years before I'm caught in public wearing these pajamas. Little did he know of the trials and tribulations to come.
See? This is our new home.
Oh, you're gonna
As soon as he had heard Nora's voice, his mind switched off. He started disregarding what the doctor was saying and wondering if he had a stash of morphine anywhere. He would have to look for that later.
How long do you think we'll be down here?
Oh, we'll be going over all that in orientation. Just a few medical items we have to get through first.
Steve was not opposed to medical examinations. He was actually quite impartial to having things put up his bottom. As long as they didn't check the sex offender list, he was A-okay with that.
Just step in here and put your vault suit on.
It'll be okay. Daddy's right here. See? Honey, could you help me?
Although Steve wanted to get in the pod and forget about his old life, his son and wife, he thought perhaps one final goodbye was what was in order. And this way he could frisk her to see if she had bought any useful items from the house in their last-ditch attempt to leave.
He's being fussy.
Hey,
could you
step into the chamber whenever you're ready. The pod will decontaminate and depressurize you before we head deeper in the vault. Just relax.
Steve thought to himself, thank God they didn't put that child in with me. What was his name again? Prawn? Dawn? I can't remember. It's not important.
Normal. Procedure complete. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is time for us to join our hero, Steve, as he stumbles out of the pod for the first time in 100 years.
Cryogenic array. Vault residents must vacate immediately.
Wait. Hold on a second. Who is this man? Who the fuck is this? Where's Steve? Where's the script? Who's got the script? Where's the script? Yes, you. Bring it. What do you mean? What do you mean he's gone? What do you mean Steve's gone? Who the fuck is this guy? How'd he get in there? You've ruined the fucking plot. Well, he was supposed to have his wife and kid taken. He was gonna go on a vendetta. Who the fuck is this guy? Crooks. Stop telling me just run with it, man. What am I supposed to do? I can't just run with it. I set up a completely different story. Oh, fuck it, fine. We'll do it live, fuck it. We rejoin our new hero, Crooks? Am I saying that right? It's Crooks. Seems a bit racist or a bit. If you read that book of Mice and forget about it. Being handed a sheet, apparently Crooks has broken into the compound during the stasis period and hijacked the pod? How is that even possible? Do I have to keep asking how he got the fuck in here? Oh my goodness. It says here that Crooks has no family, no friends, no aspirations, no skills, no talents, and is addicted to many chems. His entire motivation in life is to take chems. Is that it? Is that all? That's all we've got to run with. I've got to run a whole season of narrative with this man who has no aspirations. Hey, fire that intern. Who? Hey, Bill. Hey, get rid of that guy. Yeah, he fucked it up. We will return when we have some plot for this one.